7 years that I've been posting videos on YouTube. Coming up on 28 million views, 1,100 videos, 30,000 subscribers. Internet, YouTube, life, everything has changed a lot in 7 years. Certainly on the web, 7 years ago there was no social media. And social media has become the vehicle that I reach my audience. I'm a sole content creator. No staff, corporation funding me. One guy in the middle of the desert who does it all. Social media can be very powerful. The challenge is to bring as many people together as possible. I've done that successfully in some ways on the Jazz Video Guy channel. When I say in some ways, the numbers have been there, but the revenue hasn't. Obviously, as a content creator, that's an issue. The challenge of creative people in these times is to turn these wonderful creations, these improvisations, whatever medium it is, into money. Difficult, challenging, almost impossible. From time to time, without fail, someone writes something about the death of jazz. Is jazz dying? What happened to jazz? Jazz isn't dying. Nothing happened negatively to jazz. Jazz is only growing. The record industry died. Jazz is not dying. Jazz is growing. YouTube has opened up jazz to many, many people on the planet. Very easy to access it. Continual posting of new jazz videos on YouTube. Not only from me, but from people who are posting content that was created by European TV stations, complete programs, documentaries. People are also using YouTube now for music as well. There's a lot of full albums on there, like Kind of Blue and Way Out West. This gives people access to jazz. I'd say one of the things that kept jazz in the shadows in the 20th century was that there wasn't that much access to it. You might hear it on the radio, you might see it at a record store, but it was rarely seen on television. And in the second half of the 20th century, television became mass media to the United States and the world. No jazz on TV. Jazz is absent from our culture. The internet has completely turned that around, and now with YouTube, people can see jazz and hear it on a consistent basis. That, with the rise of jazz education, tells me that jazz is very healthy and has a bright future. I put up a video the other day from the Gen Conference with my friend Bob Mintzer playing with the Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing Arts Jazz Combo. A couple of sax players on there, an alto player named Matthew Babineau and a tenor player named Alex Silver. These high school kids, actually I think Matthew is in his first or second year of college, but these are kids and they play really strong. And there's a lot of these kids, and there's a lot of interest in this music all over the planet. And several of my friends have been back and forth to Asia recently. Bob was over there with the Yellow Jackets. My friend Hendrik Merkens was in Hong Kong last week playing his unique harmonica Brazilian thing that he does so well. And Eric Wyatt, who's a very dynamic sax player, is in Shanghai right now for a 6-month gig. The interest in China is like escalating. The interest in Southeast Asia as well. I mean, it's happening in China, it's happening in Hong Kong, it's happening in Taiwan, a lot of heavy musicians in the Philippines. There's the Jakarta Jazz Festival. And so this is an area where there wasn't much jazz, now there is, and that's going to be growing. And this is going to happen in other countries as well, particularly in Africa. Only a matter of time before Africa gets online as well. So I see a growing interest in jazz. Jazz is not dead. Jazz is not dying. Jazz is here to stay. I also think Facebook is good for jazz because Facebook is very good at bringing a community together. And I have a community on Facebook that I am very happy about, friends and people who see my work, give me feedback about it. Facebook, though, has its downside. One is many people post boring shit on Facebook that I'm just not interested. You know, I got up this morning and I made coffee. Okay, so did I. I didn't have to post it. People also use Facebook to manipulate information in their favor, bring themselves attention. Last week on Facebook, a guy whose name I forget right now basically said, Wayne Shorter sucks. Now, Wayne Shorter was in the limelight, has been in the past couple of weeks because of a new album, some concerts. He was at Carnegie Hall. He was featured in an article in the New York Times, NPR. I mean, Wayne Shorter, very high media visibility. This guy, I guess, decides to jump on that bandwagon, and he posts, Wayne Shorter sucks. Of course, that received an immediate response. He didn't go into an analysis of what he thought Wayne Shorter's weak points were. He just went in like a 12-year-old. Wayne Shorter sucks. I've got some exciting things coming up in 2013 on the Jazz Video Guy channel, but rather than preview them, I'd rather wait till they happen. Thanks so much for your support of my work. The journey continues.